but before, to get used to this material. This is giclée paper fabric. I guess it's fabric. And it has its own, as every medium and every surface we use has their own characteristics. The thing that's really interesting about this giclée fabric is it's got a plastic back, so all of the paint material stays on the surface, but it can also spread. Very sensitive, like rice paper, which I started my visual arts journey on rice paper. So I'm a little bit familiar with that spreading, but it's got to do with how much water is in your watercolor, your Sumi ink, which is mixed with water. Sumi ink is made from the soot inside lamps, ink black, soot, and deer hoof. At least that's how it used to be made. I'm not sure if they've changed that over the centuries. It's been around. It's an ancient medium. So here's Bodhi.
Hello, everybody.
And he's going to position the camera so he can come down here and create one of these. But before he does, let me show you this so I can be clearing this. These are really simple ways to show our own work. I'm all about fun, fast, and frugal. Walk light on the earth and have a good time doing it. So I made up these designs based on ancient scroll paintings. Here's one with the giclée fabric that actually was one of my stencil designs that I have 18 flowers for my Patreon member stencil designs. This chrysanthemum is one of them. And they're no extra cost to my Patreon members. There is a free Patreon where you can just show your support and stay connected. But the $5 a month Patreon members get all the stencils as they come out. There's 18 flowers out, and they're going to keep coming.
And tell them that's patreon.com/Clare Cooley.
Thank you so much.
Tell them that because you have the microphone on.
Oh, patreon.com/Clare Cooley. And Clare, Clare without an I. And so here's some variations, hand-painted dowels. Here's my small prints we do here at the Emerald Lady, and some from the Warblers and Wildflower series. Here was an example I did at a show. Here's a large print of one of my pieces of art in this same variation. These little dowels, fabric. And here's some bigger dowels with one of the Warblers and Wildflowers. And Bodhi's going to show you, can you do that? The big acrylic dowel examples of these. Is that easy?
I'll have to go into the office for a minute. So.
Okay, well, I think that it's a good thing to show you guys because it's such a quick, inexpensive way to hang our work. And, obviously, we all have our own style and our own aesthetic. So this looking ancient Asian, those scrolls, I'm sure, were in different parts of the world. But I like that look. I like minimalism and simplicity. So for me, it works. And it's something I can put up. I've been, I think, over 200 originals, prints up here at the Emerald Lady. And so to be able to frame them fun, fast, and frugally, I've come up with these different frame techniques. So one of the first ones you're looking at, do we have the sandtail that are here in the living room? There we go. That was the first one in a big acrylic dowel. And then the next one is, we're seeing, yeah, I guess that's in the middle of the screen. So now there's the anhingo that has a fancy mat I cut with my mat cutter, but that's a smaller acrylic dowel. So you can see there's a lot of variety ways this design can be used. All right, thank you. I'm going to set these aside so that I have room to work here on the table. After Bodhi does his bamboo painting, I'm going to do a peony in front of you here on the table. So let me set him up over here. Oh, here's one more to show. This is in progress on this giclée paper. And I'm going to keep working on it and sharing it with you. I thought besides showing you some really simple things like the bamboo, I'm also going to do some more complicated, like this waterfall landscape that's in progress, underway. Okay, I'm going to hang these from the door so I can have some hands.
Right. So, and I'm going to be working on that one.
That is correct. Now you're going to work on going to show people how quickly, effortlessly, how fun it can be even for a novice like Bodhi to just have fun, not need it to be grand, perfect, a masterpiece. Just give us peace instead of be a masterpiece. I just made that up. Wasn't that cute?
Hi, everybody.
Okay,
Yeah, maybe I should move.
he's tall. He's significantly taller than me. Okay, so in here, the Sumi ink.
Michael says hi, by the way.
Hi, Michael. Glad you're here. And so here's the Suzuri, the stone that you mix the Sumi ink in. So I'm going to give Bodhi a fairly ready brush. And my suggestion is that you do a big bamboo and straight. Though bamboo can look very straight in nature, nothing is really perfectly straight or is perfectly straight, pleasing aesthetically in a painting, in a piece of art. So I'm going to give you room, and you're going to go for a big one. And yes, you don't want to start, in my opinion, in the middle. You want to start on one side or the other. Okay. And you want to breathe through the stroke and relax. And it's a reach, but you don't have to go from the bottom. You can. There you go. Nice. Okay, now we're going to give you a small brush to do a line on the left side of that bamboo. So it will be a thin line, and it will stop and start too. So it will give, hopefully, yeah, nice. 3-dimension. Nice. Nice.
Certainly got a wavy feeling, which bamboo does. Bamboo
Right.
It's not a straight line.
Okay, I'm going to add a teeny. bit of water. And this one should be a little lighter, but not quite as black, but we'll see. And I love this stone because it's got the help to help keep the brush
This
pointed.
channel
Whoops.
helps point the brush, yeah.
Right. And so this time, just don't go for the same. You want some variety. So maybe you want to be on this side this time and make it, I would say, smaller if you
mean
can.
smaller sections,
No,
not as wide.
correct. And you don't have to start all the way at the very bottom. That's a little hard. That's dandy.
Much more ink this time. Not lighter.
Nice. Okay, well, we have a line on the outside of that one, so we don't need to do that. We're going to give you another. What I loved about starting with Sumi brushstroke is the, sitting in a relaxed position on the floor and breathing through the stroke, moving through it. Ah, nice.
All right, that is.
That's all right.
So we're learning that adding more water doesn't have the effect we were anticipating.
Well, it is some really rich Sumi ink in that. So now we're going to give you a smaller. To do a smaller one, I would say, maybe up the right side and maybe not quite as curved as leaning, a little straighter, smaller.
The further it gets away from me, a little bit harder it is, but that's working.
It's beautiful. I would, yeah. Sure, you can put a line in there, and if you want to.
That one, just to give it the sense that it goes behind that one.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to put a little water in here, and maybe we can get a little grayer.
Yeah, well, maybe have a test piece so you really know what you're getting.
Well, that's what these are actually for, so you can.
Well, I didn't think to.
It's
very dark.
It's very intense. So
very strong color. Lack of color.
Well.
Deep black.
Rich.
Mm-hmm. There we go. That's some. So you want me to do?
I would say that a small one, maybe. I think this cross up here is kind of taken over, so maybe.
And is this in front or behind?
I would say behind, but you get to decide. You're the artist.
All right. I'm taking over the pointing.
Nice. All right. All right. I would say that we can see the sides of this. So this space, and it could even start as if it came from behind there. You get to.
center. So maybe I'll do. They all. One thing that happens holding the brush on the right side is they all appear to be shaded on the right side, which makes
Well, you could,
for consistent direction of light.
yes, that works out. But if you didn't want that, you could get at the other end or use your left hand.
Right.
But,
Or, yeah.
okay, so we're giving this a lot of water, so you have, and I would say that, you have a little kind of an emptiness in the center that you might want to give a little one to, but it's up to you. You want to, in my opinion, see it before you do it. You're guiding the creativity, so where do you see it going?
Like that.
Okay, I think this is a big negative space, so you want to maybe go through that. Okay. Nice behind. Nice. Now, I would say that it's a good time for some leaves.
Right.
So this is something you can feel comfortable doing if you practice on this outside. Whoa, that could have rolled on your, so you can practice. Out there and okay. Okay, so think about where you want them. Where do you want them?
They usually sprout out between the sections.
So you have a big empty space up here. So what if your first ones were to go in there?
Okay.
You don't need many, so that's good. And maybe a little one would help those because they're about the same size. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Nice.
And maybe a few little ones coming out of this stuff.
Sure. You're the artist. Nice. Nice little guys. And the brain wants to, that's nice. When it's nice, leave it alone. Move on. So I would say there's a big empty space in here. So maybe you want, and I would use the little brush if it were me on this one because it's a little stock.
Stock here.
And then down. And generally you want to leave space between things. So if you put another one, don't have them touch. That'll work. How about, in that case,
You said dry.
a little guy in there could be, don't go too far. That's nice. Nature is full of beautiful randomness, beautifully balanced asymmetry. Okay, so what do you think?
It's feeling pretty subtle, which is nice. I feel like maybe some bigger leaves in here.
Okay, let's get this on the flat. There you go. And don't get too close to the top. Yep, keep some separation between them. Everything gets to breathe. Okay, so now you have a 2, 2 3s, and a 4. So maybe you want to make that one a 5. Just out of Just a possibility. Maybe the leaf wants to come out the other side. Okay. Now, do you want to get a perspective break?
I think that's good for now.
I think we'll call that done enough to get a perspective break. And,
All right,
and then
you hold it up and show the camera. Let me get this back. Look at that. I made a thing. Woohoo!
this could be Bodhi's first painting, other than, going to school paintings. But
Certainly my first Sumi-E painting. Why are you covering your face? You're the star.
no, you made it. Okay, nice. All right, so we're going to hang this in front of this, and then we're going to go over and work on the peony.
Peony time. Alrighty, I'm gonna go man the battle station in here so I can show them the camera angle.
Okay. So what I do often and suggest is a light little pencil, just graphite pencil, light lines, layout, and then come in. And on this material, I really like to use colored pencils. So here's my colored pencil organization. As part of it, the mixed media. So I'm going to do this peony in pink, peony with this lovely bright orange center. And so, and then later I can come in and add watercolor or acrylic, whatever medium I want to add to it, more pencil. So this peony has this really ruffled edge. It's kind of like silk lingerie or something. It's very delicate. I guess that's why I thought this pink is a lovely, soft feeling color. All the edge given this ruffle. Smoother areas, which are going to be where the peony has kind of folded back. No, we're not going to use that. We're going to use a lighter pink that would be nice if you were here to sharpen a pencil or two. It's over there.
Alrighty.
if you could sharpen that one. But meanwhile, I'm going to keep going with this one. And I'm putting in some veins in the flowers. Thank you.
Michael said he liked the negative space in the painting I did.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I am aesthetically attracted to minimalism, because in the negative space, our own imaginations can wander and play and fill in the negative space with our own imaginations and be part of the art. And that's one of the things I like about often Asian art. The simplicity of the composition allows more, for me, participation.
Yeah. Michael commented, I wonder if you have ever tried adding salt to the watercolor, as it will give some great interesting effect. As the watercolor dries, it has great natural effect to the color. Watercolor pencils are great to work with as well to give more control of the color.
Nice. Those are nice tips, and true. The salt will dry the salt is drying. It'll dry the little area that the salt grain is in, so it can give it an interesting mottled speckledy. Yes, and I do in a lot of my art. I have 500 or so paintings, drawings in my portfolio, and then 300 more stencil designs. So I have a lot combined watercolor and Prismacolor pencils, because they are water soluble, to get that detail you mentioned, Michael. And the sharpness of the line, along with the contrast of the watery flow of the watercolor, are a beautiful combination. My first published book, The Book of Cranes, all 15 species of cranes I painted with watercolor and did some detailing with the colored pencil. So there we have the beginning of the peony, and now I'm going to go for the leaf and the branch. And I'm going to keep it simple, the way I like to begin things, and then step back, get perspective, and come back later and add to the composition. I'm going to turn this way so I can get another angle on it, and I'm going to put the branch in now because it needs to be able to have some way to stand. And branches, almost always, bamboo being an exception, but bamboo is actually a grass. So, and there, I think, are 300 different kinds of bamboo. And it's a beautiful material in that it can be cooked. You can use it as a container for cooking. You can make all kinds of things out of it. So it's great, including a home. or furniture or vases or all sorts of decor items. So one of the first choices we have about a piece of art is the feeling we want. And then it's the subject matter and the composition and then the colors and the lines, types, and there's so many different decisions that add to the overall feeling, which is what art, as you know, art is about communicating feelings, whether it's music or visual.
Michael says, love how fluid you work.
Thank you, Michael. That's really nice. And I think it's interesting that my first art form was dance. And I always feel like the drawing, the painting is a dance, and the form that manifests on the material is a choreography. And the feeling, and there's a dance to it, and there's a rhythm that is natural to every creature and every life form in nature. Has its own rhythm and its own song. Right, let's give this one some of that pinky.
You have a great flow from the brain to your hand, says Michael.
Nice. Well, I try to use my brain to facilitate my heart, which of course feelings happen in the limbic core of the brain. So it's all brain, but there's the feeling part of the brain and there's the computing part of the brain. And the computing part of the brain is good for thinking about what we want to create. But once we get into the creative flow, it's time, in my opinion, the way I work, for the computer part of the brain to facilitate the feeling part of the brain. And what the feeling for this peony branch for me is delicate strength. Graceful simplicity. So I just try to get the computer part of the brain that can be full of doubt and how do I do that and what will work, and just, well, let's just go for it. So there we have the form. Now I'm going to hold that up. Oh, I guess the camera's over here, huh? It's still pretty subtle, obviously. And so instead of filling it in a rush, I'm going to take my time with it and enjoy the process. I give myself permission to take my time and get perspective breaks, um, and really enjoy the peace that comes from while creating creative reverie, and the joy of using my hands to articulate my heart.
Nice. I'm just going to get a few close-ups here. And then we'll pull back. And great job.
Thank you. So maybe Thursday I'll paint this in front of the camera. And I'd say today that's enough, especially since my hair is falling down.
All right. Well, good job.
Everything moves, including my hair. Okay. Well, thank you for being here and your comments, Michael. And do all the, like, subscribe, tell a friend. I really appreciate it. And if you're not already a free Patreon member, please do that. It's a great way to support my work and help me continue. And thank you to ARAC for the grant to do these live streams. So I'm going to be back on Thursday, and I'm going to paint in this peony, and we're going to continue giving simple and more sophisticated examples. Bodhi's going to continue trying things as a novice, so you can see how simple it is to enjoy your own creativity. And next week, I'm going to do Sunday instead of Monday. I have some commitments on Monday. So these live streams, I'm hoping to keep up the Monday and Thursday whenever possible. But next Thursday's happening, and then it'll be Sunday. So hope to see ya.
Great. Yeah, so for those of you who haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out Claire's Patreon, patreon.com/Claire Cooley. And Michael said, great stream, thank you. Hope to see a video to see your show.
Nice. And here's the book of cranes that I mentioned that has the 15 species of cranes painted in watercolor and Prisma colored pencil, and my memoir that has 68 pieces of my art.
Oh, and we got some great comments from Sue Spencer. Sorry I missed those, but a few of them just came in. So
Okay.
Sue Spencer sent you a gift on Facebook. Thank you so much. She sent some stars. Much appreciated. And she wrote, love watching you share your talents. Great work. Hello, Claire and Bodhi. Beautiful. I can see the drawing and the close-ups. Thank you, Claire Cooley.
You're so welcome. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Sue. Nice to know you're there. Really means a lot to me.
Yeah, I'll show the close-up of these in the office there to the camera while you're wrapping up.
Okay. So yeah, so my memoir that people ask me to write, my stories, hearing them help them heal their traumas, have hope, give themselves permission to be creative, has 68 pieces of my art besides over 52 stories. So they're all short stories, so you can read them fast. They're also audio recorded, beautiful bamboo, Bodhi, that's really nice. They're also audio recorded, and you can see that collection, read a few stories each time on some live streams previously. So if you go to the creativity show, that category is called what?
So let's see. She has a playlist called, the name of her book, Incandescence, Rising Above Darkness, but I will figure that out right now. So it's one of the playlists on her YouTube channel. It's the most recent one. And you can watch all of her live streams where she reads her book from start to finish in order. And if you want, you can get the book. It's called Incandescence Rising Above Darkness. You can search that on Amazon, or you can just type in her name, Clare Cooley, on Amazon, and the book will come up.
Yes, and that playlist is, I'm actually painting my stencil designs in front of the camera while the pre-recorded audio book that I read previous to the live streams is playing. So that was really a lovely experience to do art and to hear my own stories being read. I have to admit, was very heartwarming for me. So
The playlist is called Audiobook, Claire's memoir, Incandescence Rising Above Darkness.
great.
And I'm sharing that in the YouTube comments right now and the Facebook comments on this video. Claire Boisano just said, great artwork today. Love your peony.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm excited. Part of me wants to paint it right away. That's how I know I'm in my joyous creative flow, and I make myself wait, get some perspective. Plus, I'm going to do it in front of you on Thursday. So there we go. Thank you, Claire and Michael and Sue and all of you who were here today. And you can tell your friends that they can check these out anytime after. If the timing doesn't work out for them, they go up on the Creativity Show. So hoping it inspires you to use your inexhaustible resources, your love and imagination, and do what you love and share it with the world.
Great job on your peony, and thank you for guiding me through the bamboo. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you for all your help. It was really lovely. All right.
Okay, Claire Boisano said, hope to see you paint on Thursday.
Great. Wonderful.
Great.
All
And
right. Bye, everybody.
for anybody just joining the live stream, we're ending it now, but you can go back and watch it anytime, and you can see the painting that we did at the beginning. And these are all available on her YouTube channel, The Creativity Show. All right.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.